Yolanda has extra members today, huh? Learning. Welcome everybody. Great to see everybody. Zoom number 1, Zoom number 2, Zoom 3, Facebook 4. Hello. Dina on Facebook, Zion on Facebook. Didn't even say hi to you guys. Sherry, I see you. HP, Mandeep, I see you. Zoom, Michael, I don't even know how many. Kaisha, Mona. Hello. Born Ready, Gabrielle. Thank you. We have Olivia, Nikki. Morning from the Rocky Mountains. Wonderful. Hello from South Africa. Yes, do. Let us know where you guys have tuned in from. Do we actually have any friends from Dubai? Anyone from the UAE? We have, oh, we do. Who we have? Faraz from Dubai. I see you now. Okay. Oh, so Ashley from Tenerife. Wonderful. Amazing. We were in Tenerife actually not so long ago. It's a beautiful trip. We got friends from Kansas, from Bahamas, Netherlands. Okay. Indonesia. Hello. From Poland. Wonderful. Welcome everybody. Today we're on what? Day 4 already. Can you believe it? Day 4 of the Manifestation Challenge. Okay? I'm going to do a little test with you guys to see if you guys have been learning okay. Oh, by the way, I just want to say something as well. First of all, morning wasn't sure if we were doing it today with the class go on tomorrow, Sunday. Yeah? Manifestation doesn't rest. You don't know that? You don't get Sundays off. From law of attraction. Universe is busy that day. There's no day off from manifestation. You don't know that, huh? Oh yeah, I just want to say something. First of all, a big congratulations for those of you who got the opportunity yesterday. And before you guys start commenting, because I know what's going to happen, there was a little hiccup. Some of you may have received a call or message from our team. There was a little hiccup with one of the pages where it got the numbers wrong. And that's why also a lot of people couldn't actually get through yesterday. The page wasn't working properly. So is it okay? Is there anybody who actually wanted to get through yesterday, but you didn't manage to get through for whatever reason? If there is anybody like that, give me a me inside the chat now, so at least I can recognize your name. Yeah, experiencing technical issues. And Zoe, Ritma, Petya, many me's. Okay, many me's. We understand that. So that's why yesterday it didn't actually allow the action takers to all go through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask Angela to give yesterday it was supposed to finish, but I'm going to tell her to give the last opportunity to join at the end of this call. Is that okay? So I want to get that out of the way first of all, just in case I start the teaching, and then you guys keep commenting. I'm trying to get in. That's what happened yesterday for around an hour, and then at the end we will just give one final chance for anybody who missed out yesterday to actually get in today. Okay, but today will be the last chance. We've checked the pages today. Everything is working fine. Actually, can we just do that now? Have you got the page now, man, or not? Do you have the page now or not? Is it okay? Still working on it. What did he say? Double checking. Okay. So let us do that then. Let's let that sort it properly. Could we add the link? Yeah, we'll do that later. So let's do the training first. We got a nice 1 hour or so here, and then we'll give that final chance here. Okay. But today will be the final chance. Tomorrow we have a whole new chapter, and we're diving deep into superconscious. It's my favorite topic I'm going to be speaking on tomorrow, so I'm very excited about that day. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick recap with you guys and do a quick test for you guys. There are 5 things when it comes to manifestation. What are the 5 things that we must align? This is so exciting. I'm excited too, to actually get to know you guys a little bit better through the year as well, you know? Because like I said, it'll be nice to open up this whole new world to you guys. Hopefully you guys can be the next Angela and beyond, you know? And hopefully one day you can be standing on the stage with me, teaching, helping people, right? Wonderful. Okay, what are the 5 things? The 5 things that we must align. We did this on day 1, by the way. Yes, goal. Then we must align our goal with our thoughts, with our emotions, with our actions, with our ability to trust and receive. Okay, very clear on that. Yes? So then, number one, okay, with regards to goal, I said everybody must keep our minds what? Keep our minds, what's the word? Everybody repeat after me. My mind is open. Okay? My mind is open. That's why yesterday, when I gave the opportunity, I had said very clearly to you guys, if your mind is open enough to receive, to say, maybe, just maybe, this person that Master Sri Akarshana is speaking about on stage, that could potentially help, impact people, influence people, and help people, and change lives, and be a speaker, that maybe my mind is open enough to believe that could possibly be me. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Because that's the same thing that happened in my life 12 years ago. My mind was open enough to believe that somebody who only knew how to work in a restaurant business could potentially be a teacher or an influencer. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? And all it took was the mind to be open. In the same sense, when Angela joined a few years back, 4 years ago, it was the same thing. She came in thinking she's going to go to university, do what everybody else does, right? And hopefully find a job somewhere, right? And nothing she thought was she's going to be a speaker. And today, this is what she does. How many of you think that is quite cool, being able to have a job and your job is helping people? How many think that's pretty cool? Right? Your job, that's my job every single day for the past 12 years. I wake up and I help more people. That's the job. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? And so I'm extremely, extremely excited for those of you coming on board with that for the programs, because it shows your mind. Some of you may already know you want to be a coach or speaker, but some of you probably never thought about it before. But it just shows that if you have never thought about it before, your mind is open enough to say, maybe, just maybe. And that's all you need, by the way. All you need is just a maybe. Then your mind is open. Right? So that goal, must be open for new opportunities. I want everybody to repeat after me. Everything that shows up for me is for me. I want you to say that to yourself. Everything that shows up for me is for me. Why is that so? Because nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens by accident. If something manifests in your energy field, in your reality, it's because once upon a time you may have consciously or unconsciously thought about that thing. That's how things align and you're able to see it one day. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Right? And sometimes we're a bit slow with these things. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And it's very important you acknowledge this right now, because otherwise you've set your intentions, you've got your emotions right, you've got your vibrations right, and guess what? Over the next few days, when you see different opportunities pop up, you're not going to be able to see it because you're too stuck in your mind. Right? I remember around 3 years ago, 4 years ago, people were talking to me. People were saying, hey, have you checked out NFTs? Have you heard about NFTs? I was like, you what? No, what's that? Nah, not interested. Nothing to do with me. Somebody else says to me, hey, have you seen people sell these digital art, what they call NFTs? And I was like, what's that? That's stupid. Why would you buy that? What? That's sold for $1 million? Why on earth people buy that? That's stupid. And I remember in my mind, one person tells me, second person tells me, third person tells me. I'm like, I got to stick, I know what I know, and what is all of this nonsense? And imagine, it happened for 6 whole months. And imagine, I teach this stuff every single day, and I'm still in that moment, not conscious because I'm too stuck in my mind. So 6 months later, somebody says, hey, check out this video. I watch the video, it's about NFTs. And I watch it, but I understand it like never before. I always thought it was some stupid pictures people are selling for a crazy amount of money for whatever reason. It's stupid. But I never realized it's about the technology of the future. And when I watched that video, I was like, aha. And I said yes to NFTs. I dived into a whole new thing that I've never done before, right? But you need to understand something. Had I had dived in it 6 months before, you need to understand I would have went in at this level, and what I had invested in would have already came up like 10, 20, 50 fold already. But I had missed that because I was too much in my mind that that's got nothing to do with me. I've got my work to do. Stop talking to me about this nonsense. But it's quite interesting because 6 months later when I finally, okay, I think it's speaking to me. I keep seeing the signs, right? How many of you have ever had that before? You have to get a sign again and again and again and again, and so you finally realize, wait there a second. Let me have a think about this, right? Right? So at that time, I said, okay, yes, what is this? And guess what? When we went into NFTs, in the first few months, we did about $2 million in the first few months. And then we brought in a whole new community. I never thought that would ever happen. So what does this show? And how we now integrate it in everything that we do and the future of what we do. I'm very excited, by the way, about the future of what we're doing because we're really innovating in that technology space. This is what I was explaining to you guys yesterday. That's why I'm looking to get more out of speaking and doing these events now and letting our teachers, our leaders, our speakers do more of the speaking now. But I want you guys to now be aware that tomorrow someone may talk to you about real estate and you've probably never thought about real estate before. Are you guys getting me? It could be you're sitting at dinner and you overhear a conversation. If you are supposed to overhear a conversation, you're supposed to overhear a conversation. Be attentive, listen, learn, ask questions, and ask the question, why did I just hear that right now? How does it link to my bigger goal? Because that's what we're going to be talking about today. How do we recognize the signs when the universe is speaking to us? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Right? Angela, in today's content, do we say anything, do we cover anything on intuition and mind or not? Like the difference, listening to intuition. Do we do that or not? If not, I'll do that quickly so that it matches into the rest of it.
Yes, you can.
Yeah? Okay, cool. So, yesterday, I shared with you guys, right, before I hand it over to Angela to show you the whole sequence. Really, really cool sequence. You'll start understanding how doors open up for you. Okay? But yesterday, I shared with you guys, I said, sometimes we have, like, let me ask you this question. How many of you feel you are quite intuitive? Raise your hand nice and high. Like, sometimes you just get this download, you call it. You know, I get this feeling, your gut feeling. Your intuition is quite accurate. How many of you think that? Raise your hand nice and high. Okay, type me inside the chat. Okay, so we've got a lot of me's coming in. Now, you think your intuition is quite strong. Now, let me ask you this question. How many of you have ever had it before where, let's say, for example, you meet somebody for the first time, and then you have a feeling something's off, right? You can't put your finger on it. It's not like they said anything or did anything yet, but you just have a feeling. And then what happens is you get to know them a little bit better. Once you get to know them a little bit better, and then they really turn out to be something, you know, someone a little bit off, right? And you're like, you see, I knew it. How many of you had a moment like that before? Right? Very good. That means intuition, tick. You got it right. Okay, great. You guys are very intuitive. Now I got a different question for you guys. Okay, I want you to be totally honest here. How many of you ever had a feeling before, like let's say you meet somebody for the first time, and you have a feeling, I don't know what it is about this person. They seem a little bit off. You have that feeling. And then after some time, you get to know them a little bit better. and they're the nicest people you've ever met. And you actually become friends with this person. How many of you have had that before? Be honest. How many of you had that before? Right. We got a problem. Because you are remembering the time you got it right, but you are discounting the fact that you've ever got your intuition wrong. And then you're saying, yes, I'm very intuitive. And I'm saying, if you're honest to yourself, your intuition is a little bit like going to the casino, choosing red or black. It's 50-50. Hopefully it's right this time. But that becomes a problem. Because how would you know your way forward in what is actually for you, what is the universe actually linking you to, and what's not? If sometimes it's right and sometimes it's not. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's really not really going to help guide you if you get confused with this. Right? I've got a few people saying, interesting, that's my issue, right? So my question to you is, how many of you would like to know what the difference is when you were right and when you were wrong, and how to identify that moving forward? It's very important, because universe is going to give you all these opportunities, and you're going to have all this, I don't know, is it my mind making it up, or am I actually feeling this? Right? I'll tell you what it is. Okay, please do note this down. So, let's say you are here with an extremely big head. Okay? Let's say this is you. Okay? What happens is, here, what you have is you have your coffee bean, okay? Okay? And here, what you have is you have your heart. Okay? We can label this to do with feeling, emotion, right? We label this to do with thinking. So let's write this down. So this is your thinking. Okay? This is your emotion, your energy in motion. Your emotion, your energy in motion. Okay? So, what do you think? What is thought based on? We covered this a couple of days ago. What is thought based on? What is thought based on? Your conscious and your subconscious, but it's to do, your thought is not your thought. I want everyone to just write that down so you get it clear. My thought is not, my thinking is not my thinking. My thinking is based on experiences, is based on other people's thinking and other people's beliefs that I've been programmed with. That's what I think things with. If somebody's told me, be careful when you invest in stocks and shares, when I see stocks and shares and I analyze it, I'm being careful. But it's not my belief, it's somebody else's belief. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So my thinking is not really my thinking, it's conditioning. So when we're thinking, it's somebody else's thinking through us. Okay? When we feel something, what is feeling? Feeling is energy in motion. Now let me ask you this question. How many of you have ever said this line before? I know it doesn't make any sense, but I just really feel like I really want to do it this time. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I don't know why. I really don't know why. And I know it doesn't make any sense, but I want to do this. How many ever had a moment like that before? Raise your hand nice and high. Okay. I want you to analyze the sentence. Break it down. I don't know why. This cannot comprehend what's going on. I do not understand. My mind does not understand. I know it doesn't make any sense. It's not making any sense in my brain. My brain cannot make sense of it. But I just feel I'm called to do it. I want to do it. I don't know why. It makes no logical sense. Remember, your logic is not your logic. Your logic is programmed. Okay, it's not logical. I know it makes no logical sense, but I want to do it. Okay? What is this? Calling. It's universal pull. It's an emotion, right? Energy, okay, we can do like this. This is universe. Energy in motion. You feel it. When you feel it, that feeling is making you want to do something. Because you feel you want to do something, your mind is like, WTF? You crazy? What's the function of your mind? Can anybody remember? What's the function of the mind? Your function of your mind is not to make you really rich. The function of your mind is not to make you really successful. The function of the mind is to protect you. Even back in caveman days when they have to go out and hunt, it's fight or flight. It's to protect you. So your mind always thinks negative. So meanwhile, you're receiving a calling, a download, an undeniable force of nature that pulls you to want to do something, right? That's a pull. That's the accelerator moving through you. Meanwhile, your brain is trying to slam on the brakes to protect you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? If you ever say that line, I don't know why I want to do it, but I know it makes no sense. What you're actually saying, and you probably didn't realize this before, your mind didn't think about it, and your mind cannot understand why. Only energy understands why. That is a big green light for manifesting miracles. You guys understand what I'm saying? It's a big green light. It's a big go-ahead. Whenever I catch myself even thinking that is what I feel it. I don't know why. It makes no sense, right? Just like 12 years ago. Somebody said, you could probably be a speaker one day. It makes no sense. I'm the shy kid. What? But I just feel like I want to go and pay for that $15,000 thing, you know? Do you understand what I'm saying? It didn't make any sense. But I went for it, right? Now, so it did not bypass the mind. Now, I want to cover this last part, which is to do with, right? Sometimes we get fooled and we think it's intuition. Yeah, I feel it. Or I feel something is off. But how we sometimes get fooled, which is fake intuition, please write this down, is when it's the thought that stimulated the feeling. Thought stimulated feeling is where you need to be careful of. And you say, I feel it, this intuition, this pull, this universe. No, it's not. It's not universe, it's your mind. Okay? The best example I can give you of that is like this. You meet somebody for the first time, go back to that example. Okay? Let's say, for example, you had your ex-partner was horrible to you, was the worst. They turned out a nightmare. They were horrible. Okay? Let's say one day you just randomly at some place you meet somebody and this person maybe has an accent like your ex-partner. Or maybe this person walks or acts a bit like your ex-partner. Just there's some similarity, right? And then what happens is you meet them for the first time, and because they have they remind you of somebody subconsciously, your mind is thinking of what happened in the past, and your mind tells you there's something off with this person. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it's off. But that feeling is thought-stimulated feeling. How many of you are following what I'm saying here? You guys understand what I'm saying? So if at any time in future you are faced with any decision in life, right? It's just like the other day, like I said, right? A month ago, less than a month ago, when my digital wallet got hacked. It's the same thing. When it got hacked and I lost $500,000, And it was time for me to step up and say, yep, it's time to invest again. Do you think I had some sour feelings? Yes or no? When I was just about to invest again in the same things, tell me, do you think I had some slightly off feelings? Of course, my feelings were a little bit like, I don't know why. Am I supposed to do it now? Maybe now's not the time. Maybe I'm not supposed to invest. Maybe the universe is giving me a. Do you know so my mind's now making up all this. I'm just feeling a little bit off. I'm feeling like I shouldn't do this anymore. I did exactly what I'm teaching you now. I breathe, I calm myself down, and I ask myself a question. Is my thought being reminded of anything that is making this uneasy feeling? And the answer is absolutely yes, 100%. Okay, so what do I do in that instant? Now, clear your thoughts. With no thoughts, blank sheet. Don't think. After that process, now look at the situation, look at this opportunity. Do you feel you want it? Yes. Okay, then do it. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Right? So there's two types of feelings you will get at times. You will get a thought-stimulated feeling or a I don't know why, but I want to do it feeling. Meaning my mind did not think about this, but it's just something's pulling me to do it. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So when you understand distinguishing the difference between these two things, you will be able to read the signs a lot better whenever an opportunity arises upon you and you clear your mind and you feel, tap into the feeling, the emotion. If I had no thinking, no memory, no experience, no conditioning, no thoughts, how do I feel about this? Do I feel good? Do I feel a good feeling? If I feel a good feeling, then that is my God feeling. Somebody explained this once and said that between what is good and what is God, there's zero in between, nothing. What is good feeling is God calling. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Now, that's how, for the past, 5, 6, 7 years, that's how I've based it on. And every time I trust that feeling without mind getting in the way, I'm always seeing, whoa, new miracles manifest in my reality. Is that useful for you guys? Wonderful, wonderful. Everybody, please take a deep inhale and slow exhale. Okay, so before we get into today's content, I just want to ask again, how many of you missed yesterday's opportunity? I don't know what happened is a technology thing, and you want the opportunity, you would have liked this other opportunity. Give me a me inside the chat now. Let me just see who the people are. Okay, so the team have confirmed the link is actually working today. Okay, so please, I'm going to ask the team to put the link inside the chat now, if we just give you a few moments. But please do click on it now and secure it now. Because if you do not secure it now, if you ask me later on, tomorrow, tonight, whatever, are the spaces still open? It's not, because you need to understand we are doing £19,000 of sponsorship for the individuals on these programs. So it's quite a lot of money that we're sponsoring at this time. So this is the last chance to get it, okay? So if you missed out yesterday's opportunity, today, usually we don't have another day where if we say it's gone, it's gone. But, for whatever reason, yesterday the technology wasn't working properly and it's given you another day. So there it is, that's the link. You'll be able to see it on Facebook, everywhere. So if you see the link, please do click on it now and get the package secured. Remember what I said? The first part of the package is only $97. Is it $97? Only $100? Yeah. Yeah. So it's about $120 or something like that. It's about £100, I think it is, right? But that already gives you the 30 hours of manifestation training, or the cognitive reframing, and basically it's a live event, 3 days with me. Okay, it's Manifesting Miracles. They'll give you the gold ticket and the lifetime access to the recordings and the trainings. You'll get all of that just for the $100 or so. And then once you've secured that, on the second page, for the first 222 people who click I think probably yesterday about 50 of them got through or something like that. There was only a small batch that actually managed to get through. So I think there's, if you guys want it, you can still click that second button. All you do when you get to the second page is you click the button that says, I think it says 888, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just click it, and then you'll be able to receive the full 1-year program. That's worth like around £20,000 or something like that. You get it for under 1,000, so you get 19,000 sponsorship towards that package today. Okay, so that's the link. If you want it, make sure to save it, click it now, get it sorted now. What I'm going to do, now, while you guys are doing that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Angela, who is going to run through from page 32. Is that right?
Yeah.
We'll start on page 32. Please pay close attention. Okay, and then we're going to dive deeper and deeper into this final part of opportunity portals, how they work in threes, and how everything opens up for you, and how one portal opens up to another portal, and how things actually work, how manifestation works in sequences. Okay, so we're going to be covering that today. Please pay close attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Master. Very good. Can we please give Master a big round of applause, everybody? Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so everybody please take a deep inhale and slow exhale. One more time, take a deep inhale and slow exhale. Okay, so everybody, we can go on page 32. We can start right away so we can get all the juice of today's session. Okay, so the first thing that we need to write down, so if for those of you who have the workbook, it says vibration. Please make sure to write this down. Vibration attracts the opportunity okay, but action claims the manifestation. I will repeat that one more time. Vibration attracts the opportunity, and action claims the manifestation. Everybody got that so far? Give me a yes inside the chat. Beautiful. So before I start into any teaching, let me tell you something. When I truly understood this concept that I'm going to share with you, in how everything works, how the law of attraction works, how the universe works, it blew my mind. Everybody does this, right? Because if you understand this, your manifestation game will go to a whole different level. And when it goes to a whole different level, you have the keys for you to be able to unlock whenever you have an obstacle in your life. How many of you are excited for that, right? So when we speak about vibration attracts the opportunity and action claims the manifestation, in the last few days, what have we been doing? We've been putting out our intentions. We've been reprogramming our subconscious mind. And yesterday, we spoke about vibration frequency. Yes, vibration intelligence. And we are clear that we need to be able to take action to get that manifestation into our life. Everybody following me so far? Now, the thing that blew my mind is that how many of you here know that we have past, present, and future? How many of you here Know that we have past, present, and future. In reality, this is our human mind. And I want everybody to write this down so you understand how all of this works and why is it that when we speak about action is claiming the manifestation, right? So right now we have past, we have present, and we have future. Make sure to write this down. So what happens is we have this human life, okay? This human mind. But how many of you realize that this human mind is a limited mind? How many of you agree with me on this? There is some sort of limitations that we have, right? So the human mind is the limited mind. Now, why do I say that? It's because when we speak in the universe language, how many of you realize that there are multi-dimensions happening at the same time? How many of you here believe in destiny? How many of you believe that there is different destinies already planned out for you? How many of you believe this? How many of you here have ever daydreamed before and you think, wouldn't it be nice to have this? Or wouldn't it be nice to be like that? Or wouldn't it be nice to have that car? Anybody here has ever daydreamed before? When you put out that thought with that emotion, it creates a destiny. Okay? It creates that parallel dimensions that is happening. How many of you, and I don't want to go too deep because tomorrow Master will cover all of this woo-woo-ness, but I want you to understand what does it mean that the action claims the manifestation, right? How many of you here have ever had a dream before in your life? You go to sleep and you dream something. And in that dream, you're a completely different person. You're with completely different people, yet at the same time, you know that that is you. Anybody here have ever had this before? Why is that? It's because we as human beings, we have energy. We hold the soul, the higher calling, the higher soul, right? And so this energy is in different dimensions. Meaning that if you imagine yourself being abundant, if you imagine yourself being a millionaire or a billionaire, that destiny is already planned out for you. However, when it comes to the human mind, we have a limited game. We think that everything in the past has already passed. We think that the present is just the present, and we think that the future is far-fetched from us. The reality of it is that right now, and I want everybody to write this down, the word now. Now, this moment, you can choose what destiny or what dimension you want to go towards to. Does that make sense? And this is why today we're going to be speaking about how it works when you take action, opportunity portals will come, right? Because what happens in the now, the past, the present, and the future, it just becomes a reality. What does that mean? Let's go a little bit deeper, right? If we all go to page number 34, okay? And everything will make sense in a minute. We say manifestations happen in sequences. Please make sure to write this down. Manifestation happens in sequences. Manifestations happens in sequences. But apart from that, I want you to write in your notepad, not only happens in sequences, but it happens in unpredictable, and unrecognizable sequences. Okay. Manifestation happens in sequences. How many of you here realize that for you to be here today, there is some sort of events that lead to this point? How many of you realize this? Or was it the case that one day you woke up and you're like, ah, manifestation, let me go to Master Akarshana. I know that he is delivering this program and it's for free, I'm just gonna go into it, right? Something must have happened in your life that lead you to listening to what you're listening today, right? How does manifestation actually work? And how can you start spotting those opportunity portals into your life, right? How does it work? It's very simple. The first thing that you have is your vibration, right? How does vibration works? You have a thought, you have an emotion, and you start vibrating into a situation, into a dimension. Yes or yes? You have a vibration. The last few days we've been vibrating positively. How many of you here have been have more happy thoughts? How many of you here have been having more positivity in your life? Right? And how many of you are starting to see more positivity reflected into your life? Maybe husband is happier, or maybe family is nicer, or maybe kids are doing better, right? How many of you are starting to see this? Why is that? Because when we start coming into this vibrational frequency, like Master was explaining yesterday, it doesn't mean that if you start seeing love all around you, it doesn't mean that you're going to get married. Are you guys understanding this? It requires action for you to be able to get that manifestation. So what happens in the last few days, we've been setting up our intention and we're setting up our vibrations. Yes or yes? So when you set up your vibration, right, what happens is you get an opportunity portal. Please make sure to write this down. You get an opportunity, an open portal, sorry. Opportunity portal. What does that mean? If we have different dimensions, if we have different destinies that we can tap into, doesn't that mean that there is different journey for each dimension, for each destiny to become a reality? What do you guys think? If I want to become a teacher, for example, isn't there a protocol or different steps for me to become a teacher, yes or yes? The same way applies when it comes to manifestation. And that's why when Master was speaking about my journey, is it okay if I share a little bit about my journey so you can see how everything happens? Because how many of you here, let me know if you agree with me, you can only connect the dots moving, you can only connect the dots moving forward, no, you can only connect the dots looking backwards than moving forward, right? How many of you here before you start looking and thinking about life and you're like, oh, and look how that happened and look how this happened. Oh, now I understand why that happened, right? So I want you to now start becoming more aware in how do you actually get those opportunity portals. How many of you here put into your manifestation you want to make a difference in this world? How many of you here put that as one of your manifestation? Right? And yesterday, did you get an opportunity, yes or no? Now, let me ask you a question. Is that opportunity going to lead you to making a difference in this world, yes or no? What do you guys think? How do you know? Can you foresee the future? And I'll tell you why I'm sharing this with you. It's because not so long ago, about 4 years now, I came to a very similar event. It wasn't 5 days, it actually was 1 day back in Miami. How many of you here are from Florida, USA, Miami? Right? And I remember one day, I was in my godmother's house, and I remember I was done with life. How many of you here have been just, I don't want to deal with life anymore? Anybody here has ever had that before? I was depressed. I was feeling that there is no point to life. I was in a moment in my life where I needed to do something different, because I knew that if I continue doing something, the same thing that I was doing, I was not going to be happy. And I remember I was sitting in the kitchen, and without knowing, I put an intention. My intention was, there needs to be something more to life. Anybody here have ever said that to yourself? And that was my intention. My intention was, my goal was, there needs to be something more to life. Following by that intention, there was a vibration frequency, which we learned yesterday that it doesn't matter if it's a positive vibration or a negative vibration, it is a vibration, yes or yes. And I was feeling tired, I was feeling sad. I was coming from a vibrational frequency, not so positive. Yet at the same time, what did Master said yesterday? Universe is what? Universe is always what? Type it inside the chat. What is that universe always doing? Universe is always responding. Somebody said yesterday, universe doesn't work with me. Universe doesn't like me. Let me tell you something. Law of manifestation, law of attraction is science. It does not discriminate. Are you guys understanding this? It doesn't say, oh, you're pretty, you're ugly, I'm going to give it to you. It doesn't work like that. It works on what? Vibration. It works on energy level. Clear so far? And so when I was in that moment of my life, I put an intention and I put my vibrational frequency. I was desperate. I wanted to find some answers, because working in a gym, getting a basic salary of $7 per hour, being in toxic relationships, being in huge debt, wasn't happening for me. Are you guys understanding this? And so one day, because that dimension, because that destiny was already created for me, because I visualized there needs to be more to life, I got my first opportunity portal. And I was actually scrolling through Facebook. Back then, I used to use a lot more Facebook. How many of you use Facebook a lot? Right? A few years back, it was only Facebook. And I remember I was scrolling down, and I saw this thing, this banner. It said, join free day event, business and spirituality. And I was like, that's interesting. Unpredictable and unrecognizable signs. Right? How many of you here have not taken an opportunity or have not decided on something because you think that that is not for me? Anybody here? Oh, crypto, that's not for me. Oh, cooking classes, that's not for me. I don't know how to even make an egg, right? And I remember, because I was vibrating in such a high frequency level, I look at that post and I'm saying, please make sure to write this down. The first thing that you need to say, yes. It was free. I didn't need to invest money. I only needed to invest my time. So what did I do? I signed up. And I went to this event in Miami. How many of you here for the last few days that you've been with Master, it has been like, it just makes sense. Like everything he teaches is for some strange reason. It makes sense. But not only that, how many of you here like to ask a lot of questions of life? Right? And how many of you Google a lot of things in Google? What does it mean 333? What does it mean to be awakened? What does it mean to be to open the third eye? Anybody here woo like me before? I was like that. I'm still like that actually. And I have so many questions unanswered. And I remember that day I went to Miami, just like this event, similar, very similar, but it was one day seminar. We were going through the whole event, and actually, I was very shy. And I sat all the way in the event, just like in this place that we are here in the HQ, and I sat all the way at the end. And I just want you to give you a context. I was broke. I didn't have money to invest. Every single thought was an excuse for me. I didn't have the means to do so. Are you guys understanding this? I didn't have the means to invest in myself. I didn't have the means or the support of my family to say, Angela, you're depressed, go and invest in yourself. Are you guys understanding this? But I want everybody to write something down. When there is a will, there is a way. The only thing that I had at that moment was my vibrational frequency. My willingness, my emotions, my desire to do something different. Are you guys following with me so far? And as I was looking at Master, he also asked us to do the intention setting, and we're doing intention setting and reprogramming. And I remember one day, I remember that day, I was listening to him. How many of you here have ever been in love with someone? Anybody here have ever been in love with someone? And you look at that person and you start daydreaming. Now you might be thinking, oh my God, was she in love with Master? I was in love with what he was doing. I was in love in how he was able to impact my life in the shortest amount of time. And I was looking at him. I started looking at his team. And I see how the team seemed happy. And I started looking, I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice to be part of the team? Wouldn't it be nice to be like him? To speak with such fluent words, making the point land. Wouldn't it be nice to do something like this? And I remember when I said that, Master said, raise your hand and hi for me. And I'm like, what? What just happened? I got woken up out of my dream. And I remember sitting in the chair, and he said, I'm going to give an opportunity portal. How many of you want your opportunity portal? And I'm like, but I don't have the money. I really, really, really want, but I don't have the money, I said to myself. And he said, actually, I'm going to do it slightly different. I'm going to choose who I want to work with. Meaning that it was not us choosing, it was him choosing. Everybody following with me so far? And he was pointing fingers at people in the room. Until one moment, he said, okay, finish. No more. Then a team member came running up to the stage. He said something on his ear. He said, okay, so team had just come up to me, and they told me that there is one more space. My heart was pumping. It felt like it was now or never. How many of you here have ever had that adrenaline in your life? Like you knew like something was happening inside of you. Like there was a higher calling, something you knew that it was for you. And then he looked at me. He said, "You." I thought that marriage was proposed to me. I looked back. I came forward. I look back. I came forward. I look back again. And I tell the lady next to me, "There's nobody behind me." She said, "Don't be stupid, it's you." I was like, he said, "Go to the back. Grab your opportunity portal." I had two options. How many options? Two. The team member came up to me. They said, "Hey, would you like to come and speak to us about the opportunity?" They spoke to me about the opportunity. Remember how I told you that I didn't have the means? Guess what I said? What do you guys think that I said? I took the action. And he said, "Yes." By the way, I was thinking, how am I going to pay this? I have just met this guy. I don't know what is happening, but I just feel a higher calling. Are you guys getting this? It's like the intuition that Master was speaking about. And I spoke to them and I managed. For some strange reason, there was money in my bank account. Please make sure to write this down. I need to spot miracles. I need to learn how to spot miracles. Because how many of you can believe and agree with me that that was a miracle? How? I have no idea how. So my first manifestation, my first vibration, my first cycle, please everybody give a check. Did I know that I was signing up to become an international speaker? I'll tell you, I had no idea that one day I was going to be speaking to you guys, hundreds of people. Are you guys understanding this? I just thought this dude was doing business and spirituality. Are you guys getting this? Then, from Miami, I went all the way to LA. I went to a 3-day event, very similar to Manifesting Miracles. In fact, it was Manifesting Miracles. And what does Master says? If you want to have abundance in your life, at what vibrational frequency do you need to vibrate? Can anybody please type it inside of the chat? If you want to have abundance in your life, what is the vibrational frequency that you need to vibrate on? You need to be abundant. But you cannot just be, "I want to be abundant. I want to be abundant." You guys want to know which opportunity portal I went into? I went to the Platinum portal. One of the most high top tickets for Master Akarshana's event. Are you guys getting this? How was I showing up to the universe? Can anybody tell me? Was I telling the universe, "Yes, universe, I want it, but I don't know"? Or was I saying, "I'm going full in. I am the make it happen person. I don't care what happens. I don't care what they say. I'm just going to make it happen"? And I went to LA. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I didn't know how I was going to get there. I didn't have money for the flight tickets. But the universe is what? The universe is always showing the way. How many of you are clear of this, by the way? And so I came to LA, and what happened was another opportunity portal came. I went through the 3-day event. I played full out. I was no longer being shy in the first event, like, "Oh, people are weird. What are they dancing for?" I was in the first line with less than 10 people who was part of the platinum ticket. I was dancing and I was moving and I was smiling and I was saying, yes, universe, manifestation, yes, yes, yes. By the way, if my family would have seen me at that time, they would have definitely confirmed that I went cuckoo. And at that time, I got another opportunity portal. But that opportunity portal was very unrecognizable because I met a lady. By the way, my platinum ticket, we had a lunch with Master and the team. And I remember for some strange reason, I was one of the last people, okay, that I entered the room where we were having lunch. Meaning that when I arrived to the place where we were having lunch, Master was already full with a bunch of people. And there was only 2 seats all the way in the back. And a lady sat next to me, and I sat next to her. And I remember like it was yesterday, because actually she brought it up to me yesterday. She said, Angela, do you remember that time that we had lunch together in LA? I'm like, of course. She was a particular person. It was a very mysterious lady. Those of you who might know her, she is our CEO of Iambers, Acharya Varalakshmi. And she was very particular. And when we were eating, I was eating chicken, and she was eating vegetables. And as we were eating, I started asking her questions. And I noticed that she was eating chicken, she was eating vegetables, and I was eating chicken. In that moment, another opportunity portal came in. I asked her, why are you vegetarian? You guys want to know what she told me? She said, just compassion. How many of you here have ever had a moment before in your life when someone says something, it's like the third eye opening. Like you understand it. You know where you need to go. It might not make sense, logically speaking, but your intuition, something inside of you is like, this is it. You have to go there. Are you guys understanding this? And that is what happened for me. It was unrecognizable because how come a compassion answer led me to invest into myself, to take action, to leave everything I had in USA. By the way, I used to live with my dad. I had a beautiful big house of 7 rooms. I had my own car. I had a private living in the States, very luxurious place. I decided to sell it all. I said, I don't want it. I sold my belongings. I sold my car. And I told Dad, I'm going to India. How many of you think that that is crazy? Was it unpredictable? Yes or no? Was it unrecognizable? What did Master spoke about it the other day? Growth happens when? Outside of your comfort zone. By the way, I have never been to India before that time. By the way, I didn't even know, listen carefully, I didn't even know what I signed up for. I didn't even know who this lady was, who was being crazy, just eating vegetables because of compassion. It was the first time that I had met her, and the second time that I have met Master. Are you following me so far? But I said, my intuition, my higher self, what is it telling me? But if I wasn't this, please make sure to write this down. If I would have not been aware I would have not been able to take that second opportunity portal. How can you become more aware? Type it inside the chat. How can you become aware? To be able to spot these miracles in life, to be able to see the unpredictable. What do you guys think? Type it inside the chat. Breathe in, breathe out. How can I become aware? I'll tell you how you can become aware. Please make sure to write this down. You need to silence your mind. And how do you silence your mind? How many of you here remember yesterday something that was chit-chatting all the time? Let me ask you a question. How many of you here yesterday had an opportunity, you felt some fear, your ego starts speaking? How can you do that? That is too much money. Why would you invest in yourself? What is people gonna say? You're gonna spend 30 hours with this crazy dude to manifestation? Is that even real? How many of you here were thinking about that yesterday? And how many of you went last night to bed and then this was keep speaking about, should I? Should I not? Should I go? But I feel like I want to go. Yeah, but dude, like, you don't have the money. You need to pay rent. Yeah, but I just feel like it's the right path for me. Yeah, dude, but are you crazy? How many of you here have had this chat in your mind in the last 24 hours? Please be honest with me. What happens is your mind, your ego, is there purely to protect you. Protect you. Before, when we're in the caves, right, and a lion came to you, you needed to run, or you needed to fight, yes or yes? That was back then. But anybody here have ever had a moment before in your life where you felt the fear? You really felt the fear. Whatever it was, whether you were jumping out of a plane, right? Whether you were doing a presentation at your job, whether you were having a difficult conversation with someone. How many of you here have ever felt fear for real? Like you felt the fear in your belly, right? And how many of you have done whatever needed to be done? You did it with the fear. Let me ask you a question. How did you feel after you did it anyway? After you felt the fear and you did it anyway, what did you felt? Happy, better, liberated, refreshing. I like that word, liberating. What was my intention? There needs to be more to life. I feel trapped, working from a 9-to-5 job. I felt stuck. I was depressed. Every weekend I was partying, drinking, thinking, what am I gonna do? I went to college like my parents told me to. I got my degree, but I was miserable. That was my intention. Did you guys think that when I went to my first action, did I not feel fear? What do you guys think? I was shitting on my pants. How am I gonna tell my dad that I'm gonna invest into another event, which by the way, you guys have it very easy. You guys wanna know how much I invested the first time? $5,000. Yesterday, when Master gave you that opportunity, I was like, I'm grateful for my opportunity, but less than $1,000 for that opportunity? Are you guys understanding this? I mean, I'm grateful for my opportunity, but I felt the fear the whole time. When I was going from Miami all the way to India, Guess what? My dad called me. As he was calling me, I was in the plane. He said, Angela Patricia, are you sure you're going to go to India? You're going to get killed in India. You don't know anybody in India. What are you going to go and do in India? I said, Dad, they closed the doors. I cannot do anything. I'm going to India. My flight journey from Miami to India, I think was like 15 hours or so flight. I cried my whole way out. Did I have this? You're so stupid. You're going to go to India for what? But instead of choosing ego, instead of choosing fear, instead of choosing protection, how many of you prefer to be protected and be in your comfort zone instead of going out there and becoming the best version of yourself? How many of you here has acted from fear and shyness and just, okay, I'm comfortable here, I'm not going to go anywhere? How many of you here have ever had that before? Right? Instead of me acting from this side of myself, which by the way, we all have it. I have it. I still have it. The first day of this challenge, I don't know if you noticed, but I was very, very, very nervous. How many of you noticed that there's a difference of energy between the first day and the fourth day of my energy? How many of you can see that? Right? Because I'm still going through my own fears. I mean, it's like, I don't know how many eyeballs is looking at me. Are you guys understanding this? I still go through fears every single day. But do I choose to be from my ego perspective? And this is a question that I want to ask everybody here. How are you taking these opportunities? How are you becoming aware of these opportunities? Because how many of you realize that no action, there's still action in it? You're not choosing to maybe jump into this opportunity from yesterday. That is also an action, right? You have a now situation. There is different dimensions happening at the same time. What dimensions can I see for you right now? Very simple. You either come to Manifest the Miracles and you start your manifestation happening in sequences, or you can still go in your life to work on Monday, know all of these things in your mind, all of this knowledge, this. Why do I know that? Because there was 3 things, and I want everybody to make sure to write this down. 3 things that I learned through my journey. The power of a mentor, the power of a coach, and the power of a tribe. Please make sure to write this down. Imagine if I didn't go to the event in Miami. Imagine if I said, oh, the spirituality thing, business, this is not for me. I could foresee what would my life be like. I'll probably be working into the 9-to-5 job that I was working at. I was making extra hours because I needed to pay my debt. I will continue to go to parties, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursdays I will rest. Friday I will continue till Sunday. I will continue to be in toxic relationships because that was what I knew at that time. Remember the first day? You make your goals based on what you know. And probably Angela would be sitting in a desk doing her job and being miserable. Instead, I didn't choose to do that. I chose this path. But how did my manifestations become faster? How many of you would like to accelerate your manifestations? Right? Number 1, I found myself a mentor. And by the way, there is a difference between mentor and coach. A mentor is someone who has the results. Please make sure to write this down. A mentor is someone who has the results, that you can see tangible results. Do you guys remember our CEO, Acharya Varalakshmi, the lady who was eating vegetables and I was eating chicken? You guys remember that person in my story? She had something that I wanted. She had this power in her presence. She seemed like she had manifested all. She had an energy of abundance, of happiness, of peacefulness, of blissfulness, of enlightenment. I saw something in her, and I told her, please coach me. Please be my mentor. That became this opportunity. I found myself a mentor and a coach. I saw that she had something that I wanted. But not only that she can give it to me, but please make sure to write this down, some accountability. Right? How many of you here have ever put yourself some goals, resolutions, 2024, I'm gonna wake up every day at 5 a.m., I'm gonna go to the gym, from now on I'm not gonna eat outside, I'm gonna eat at home, I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna do meal prep. Then Friday comes along, oh, some pizza sounds nice. Oh, look at that, there is some special. It's only $10. How many of you here have ever put yourself a goal and you have failed at it because you have no accountability? Raise your hands and high for me. Let's be honest, right? Let me ask you a question. What makes you think that you don't need accountability? If you were to look any soccer player, basketball player, or even if you were to see any successful people out there, every single person has a coach. Can you guys realize this? Everybody has a coach. And it's not because you're weak or because you're stupid or any of these things. It's because we are human and we need this accountability. We need somebody that is pushing you to become better. Imagine you tell yourself, don't worry, I don't need to go to Manifest the Miracles. I'm going to go every day. I'm going to spend 30 hours on my own and I'm just going to study manifestation. How many of you realize that number one, you will waste a lot of your time? In what? In research. How many of you here have gone through YouTube, bazillions of videos about the same topic and you still don't get it? Anybody here have ever had this before? Or how many of you here have looked for nutrition and said, oh yeah, avocado is good. No, avocado is bad for you. No, avocado is perfect for you. Avocado will make you fat. Avocado will make you skinny. And then you end up questioning, so avocado is good or avocado is bad? Anybody here have ever had this before? So why would you go through the hazard and the problem of trying to figure things out when there is shortcuts? Please make sure to write this down. I need to invest in shortcuts. And what did I do? I invested into shortcuts. I invested into a mentor and I invested into a coach. Are you guys following with me so far? Within less than 3 months, my mindset had completely shifted. What happened? I went into my third opportunity portal. I took the action, I committed to myself, and I got another opportunity portal. I went to India, I did yoga for 45 days, I healed my mindset. How many of you here are from Y4M? Right? When I tell you that Y4M opened up my energies for manifestation, is because I spent 45 days training morning and evening yoga. And the beautiful thing about the Y4M challenge is that energies are being supported. It means that things will happen faster for you from now on. The only difference between you seeing those miracles or those manifestations happen to you is if you are willing to take continuous action. Right? So I went to India, I did my yoga. And how many of you, this again, it was unpredictable. I didn't even plan this. When I went to India, how many of you here know that Master Sri Akarshana received the blessing of a master in India with a Himalayan Siddha Akshar? How many of you know about this, right? While I was in my training, that same month, I kid you not, Master Sri Akarshana was going in his training of becoming a spiritual master with his master. At the same time that I was going through my journey, my spiritual journey, with my own mentor and coach. Can you guys see how it happened? It was unpredictable and unrecognizable. I didn't plan it. I didn't say, okay, universe, on that day I'm going to go to this place, and on that day the same place is going to be that person, and everything is just going to be aligned because I'm telling you to align it for me. I vibrated in a frequency. I set up my intention. What did I say at the beginning? If there is a will, there is a what? If there is a will, there is a way. I got my first opportunity. I said yes. I went to the event. I took my action. I claimed it, right? I have my past, my present, and my future. I have my now. So my question to you is, when is the best time to take an action? When is the best time for you to take an action? Now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not the day before. Now, because if I understand how the universe works, I understand that if I take this action today, it's going to lead me to my other path. And it's going to build into that destiny. Are you guys getting this? It's just going to keep on coming and upcoming and upcoming. And so when I was in India, I got my other opportunity portal. You guys want to know what was my other opportunity portal? Type, what was it, Angela, in the chat. What was it? Lean forward, lean forward. Master messaged me one day. By the way, we were doing so many ceremonies. Ceremonies about this, ceremonies about that, initiations for Master, non-initiations, dinners, lunch, you name it, yoga sessions, healing sessions, and I was there. One day, Master messaged me. He said, Angela, would you like to come for breakfast? By the way, I don't know about you guys, but did I mention that I was in love with the idea of him, of being able to impact the world, right? So imagine you admire someone so much. And imagine that celebrity, that YouTuber, that person that you see like, oh, tells you, would you like to have breakfast with me? What would you do? Type inside the chat. What would you say? Yes, Master. Right? You cannot show too much emotion with Master. Thank God Master is not here, right? So I can tell you this freely. And so I was like, very decent. Yes, master. What time?